Today, we are beating the fraudulent allegations that Groudon has been hearing online ever since the latest tournament in Indianapolis. Groudon is a deserving, powerful leader who should be at the top of the restricted Pokemon format. Regulation G belongs to him. Today, I've been grinding the ladder. Here are a couple of the core members that are going to help this guy get to the top. Starting off with, of course, the very obvious Fluttermane. The synergy with photosynthesis is beyond imaginable. There's plenty of other Pokemon that can do it with him, but Fluttermane does it right. Next, we have Annihilate. This is a Choice Scarf Jolly Annihilate with Final Gambit to just wipe somebody out. For a little bit, I experimented with the bulk up version of this guy with max HP. That one was kind of whack. Wasn't a fan with it. Not max HP, but rather max attack. Next up after that, we have Ogerpon. This is a classic build with plenty of bulk to survive and distract if needed, but also take out Pokemon on its own. All together with that, we have the Raging Bolt himself. This is my Paradox goddess here, or god, whatever. This guy's Thunderclap is beyond broken. This is a better Sucker Punch to me. I love this move. And then to round it all out, we of course have Garganacl with the Wide Guard. Kyogre, you stand no chance against Wide Guard. Calyrexes don't matter, right? Because you can gargle on this W, am I right, Garganacl? Let's get into it. Okay, so with this first game, we see an Urshifu lead and a Sableye lead versus my Groudon and my Fluttermane. Now, this isn't too bad because Groudon's naturally bulky with Drought, so he's not really going to die to the Surging Strikes. And Fluttermane's actually built to be somewhat reasonably bulky in a way where it's going to be a 2-hit KO if it targets the Fluttermane. We see a Terra Water come out here, but that doesn't matter to me since we have the reduction in Water-type damage here. And we're going to see how this first turn plays out. We get Will-O-Wisp by the Prankster Sableye, which is not great, and I opted not to target it down, mainly because I'm thinking to myself, this is a purely supportive Pokemon. I bet he's just going to be annoying with this Will-O-Wisp, probably going to set up screens, and so seriously not a real problem. Now, don't take out the Urshifu with the Precipice Blades there just because of the burn, so it's pretty annoying. Surging Strikes comes out, and again, it's only doing 30 damage per hit, so a total of 90 here. Fluttermane's, it's a 2-hit KO guaranteed, so it's not a problem. Now, with the Groudon burned, I wasn't sure if I wanted to swap him out here, especially if he's going to set up Reflect or anything like that. He's not going to go for taunts or anything. We go for the Precipice Blade because it could take out the Urshifu, but the Aqua Jet comes out trying to deal some damage to my Fluttermane, but it's just not enough, right? It's just too bulky. Sableye sets up Reflect, and that means he's probably going to have Light Screen too. It's a light clay set, I bet. You know, annoying, but still manageable. It's totally fine. We take out the Urshifu, and that's his Terra down. Meanwhile, I still have Terra advantage here. So we're looking to see, is he going to send his Reg G Pokemon quite yet? Sableye dodges the attack, doesn't really matter because I don't mind him being in at this point. He's already done the annoying stuff. He does not send out his Reg G Pokemon, but instead he sends out Ogerpon here. This is Wellspring Ogerpon. I don't think Wellspring Ogerpon's that great. I know Water Absorb is good, and having a water immunity is always great. But I still prefer the Hearth Flame one. I'm going to go for a Moonblast here on the Ogerpon because I just want to get damage off on that guy. I really do not care about the Sableye. At some point, he's just going to be out here doing nothing, and so, you know, that's kind of a 2v1 situation, surprisingly. Fluttermane gets KO'd here, that's fine. Got a little bit of damage off. Precipice Blade is going to do marginally almost no damage. Again, it's going to miss the Sableye, though. But Ogerpon takes the hit, and, you know, below a half is not bad to me. I'm going to swap out, or not swap out, but I'm going to send in my Raging Bolt so I can take advantage of that photosynthesis. And here we go. So this is kind of a bulky Raging Bolt. It's Calm Mind, Protect. I go for the Dragon Pulse here, it looks like. And Precipice Blade's going to come out. It's not really going to be doing much. Spiky Shield, though, a little unlucky, but doesn't matter. He could be stalling out the Sun, but that's fine. Precipice Blade fails. At least we get it on the Sableye, but it's just... No, we don't even get it on the Sableye. What am I talking about? right? But it's useless damage. Anyways, Dragon Pulse also fails here. Should have gone for the Calm Mind. I mean, every Ogerpon runs Spiky Shield, and then he uses Knockoff, and that's kind of a good thing to me because his fourth move is clearly not Encore. If I were locked into Calm Mind, I think that would have been like GG, to be honest. It's not like he can do much damage with the Ogerpon, but like he could set up with his Zacian, because that's what he's running here. We swap out the Groudon because he's just not doing enough, and I send in my own Ogerpon, and my Ogerpon is better. Gets the Will-O-Wisp off, so gonna be taking residual damage that is not being canceled out by the leftovers. Go for the Horn Leech here. It's ×4 resisted, or quad resisted. He tried to go for the KO on the Groudon, and honestly, if he did, that would put me in a tougher spot, because that would have been a full HP Ogerpon, and his Ogerpon was definitely a little bulky. We get the Calm Mind off because he's not an Encore Sableye. Sunlight's gone, but that's fine. We're going to go on the offense here in a second. Think about Thunderclap here. If we go for Terra Thunderclap, it'd be pretty good damage, but it's a bit excessive. Ivy Cudgel might do some damage to Sableye. Maybe it's time to take it out. But Sableye swaps here, and that is like perfect, because he sends in a Zacian, and that is going to hurt for the Zacian, right? We get the Intrepid Sword, the 1.5 attack bonus. Spiky Shield goes off, that's fine. But Ogerpon is going to really tear into the Zacian. We get the Ivy Cudgel off. Boom! Meanwhile, stacking on the Calm Minds here. If I really want to, I could target down the Zacian, maybe with a Thunderclap here. That way he can't even get anything off, and his swap-in was just useless. But the guy recognized that his Sableye was doing nothing on the field after a while, and it was causing him more harm than good. Either way, it's looking like I'm going to get something out of this turn, and that's going to be a good thing here. Thunderclap goes off on the Zacian. That's a knockout with the Calm Mind boosted Thunderclap. It's going to be good damage here. Ogerpon is going to get hit by enemy Ogerpon. Going to do way more damage than I think was reasonable, but, you know, Ivy Cudgel does that. And I don't even get the KO, so, you know, that's annoying. Still, I think that the advantage is on my side. Sends in the Sableye. And I just kind of want to go for a kill here. I was worried about the Spiky Shield shenanigans, and I just wanted to get one kill off for sure. Goes for the Spiky Shield, of course. Sableye is going to have to target Ogerpon if it even could, but it can't. And we are just going to knock out the Sableye in a moment here. So at this point, it's a 3v1. I mean, I know I'm burned on 2 Pokemon, but like, one of them's a special attacker. That doesn't matter. This guy forfeits.
You win!
Light work. So we're gonna get into the next fight already then. This one is pretty fun to me. I think this was a kind of shows how much fun Garganacl is in this regulation right now. Because I don't even have to use my Groudon in this set. It's gonna be a Fluttermane Ogerpon lead with Earth Flame. And, you know, whenever you see a Fluttermane, first thing I'm wondering is this a choice specs, or is this a booster energy? And we see after the Mold Breaker, no booster energy, and I'm thinking here, he might be Dazzling Gleam, right? And so Garganacl is going to be good here, but instead of, like, you know, going for the predictable Wide Guard, I actually want to go for a Protect here and a Final Gambit. I think if I take down enemy Ogerpon, that is huge for me. Again, this is also Choice Scarf Annihilate with Jolly Nature, so he is outspeeding for sure, and he is hitting like a truck. Even like a booster energy Fluttermane probably could outspeed it if it's the speed one, but like still, you know, rough. We see the Terra Fairy come out, and I'm thinking, oh man, imagine if I like predicted that and went for the Final Gambit read on him, right? No, but we still go for the Final Gambit on the Ogerpon. And he is down 1 Ogerpon, and I am down 1 Annihilate. And to me, that's kind of a worthwhile exchange. I get the Protect off to just kind of get a read on what is gonna happen here with the Flutter Mane. I see the Dazzling Gleam, and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted, right? That's exactly what you're looking for when you're using a wide guard Garganackle. My Garganackle, the whole strategy with him with the Citrus Berry is to prevent 2-hit KOs from actually happening. Because he is like full special defense and HP. He has no attack investments whatsoever, and he's just a Salt Cure staller at best. He sends out the Iron Leaves here, and I'm like, oh yes, we got the Ogre Pawn coming out for this, right? And this is just a good looking turn for me. I'm gonna Terra Fire here. We're gonna hit Wide Guard, but it's, you know, maybe he's gonna swap out here, and I believe the Flutter Mane does. Yeah, so the Flutter Mane swaps out, and that's fine. He's probably gonna send in his Groudon, which is, you know, boosting my Ivy Cudgel. Groudon sets up the Sun. I'm probably gonna also be able to outspeed him unless he's Jolly. And here we go. Okay, so he sends out the Flutter Mane, and I think, like, this is light work. He's got a speed boost, and, you know, he could mess with me here. He needs to go for single target damage against the Wide Guard, but I'm feeling pretty confident that both my Pokemon can survive that. I know Ogerpon can survive a Shadow Ball. Garganackle maybe, but definitely Ogerpon for sure. So this is going to be a good turn for me regardless. I get the Wide Guard off even if the Garganackle falls. Flutter Mane's going to get the Shadow Ball off, and it's going to hit my Ogerpon here, but it's a 2-hit KO, and so Ivy Cudgel is just going to shred this guy. Guaranteed Oko, you know? And the best part of this all is the Precipice Blades, dude. This is why we're running Garganackle. We're looking out for Calyrexes, we're looking out for those double hitters, we're looking for Kyogre, who I hate so much with Water Sprout, right? But it's GG. It's GG. When Ogerpon's feeling itself, it's over.
You win!
Okay, so we got one final game here, and this is another good one for a Garganackle game. In fact, I'm going to lead with Garganackle, and this time with my Groudon too. I get a little nervous whenever I see Farigirafs. I still think this Pokemon is slept on, even though we're in like a Psy-Spam meta. But Miraidon and Farigiraf threatening to me. Now, I know it's not going to be a Trick Room setter, and I see that we have an Electric Seed here, so it's getting bulky. Precipice Blade's not going to do as much as I'd like. Still get the Sun off here. And I just go for the Farigiraf with Salt Cure, because I'm thinking, like, long-term, this is a support Farigiraf. I need to get that long-term damage off right now. If I am the Miraidon player, I'm swapping out immediately. And exactly as predicted, he does go for a Volt Switch, and that did way more damage than I thought it was going to do. Citrus Berry gives me a little bit of healing here. I have Recover, and out goes the Miraidon, and that means it's going to be like a free Precipice Blade for me here. Nothing's really going to want to swap into that from what I saw coming into this round. He sends in the Urshifu, and this is another Rapid Strikes Urshifu. Get the Precipice Blades off, and that's going to be really good damage on the Urshifu. It's a 2-hit KO for the Farigiraf. That's a 3-hit KO, but, you know, we got that Salt Cure damage coming in. And I'm thinking to myself, like, what would I do if I am an idiot who's using Urshifu like everybody else is, right? Well, I'm going to go for the Surging Strikes on the Groudon right after this. Because surely that'll do a lot of damage, right? But the sun is up. It's just not going to do enough, and Garganacl is not going to get KO'd by a Farigiraf, so this is a free recover. Best thing he could have done was go for the Surging Strikes on Garganacl here to get it out of the way, but doesn't do that, and honestly, it's kind of a lose-lose there too as well. These Surging Strikes are doing 24 damage per hit. I mean, that is tough, right? And this is Jolly Ground, so I'm just going to fire right back. Precipice Blades comes out. Luckily, no miss. Farigiraf hangs on by a thread, so that means free damage for him, but doesn't matter. He's going to get Salt Cured out of the round. Psychic goes out. It's definitely not going to do enough. We get about 51 damage here. I'm dead to a crit, but whatever. We get the recover off, and Garganacl is feeling a little way too healthy here. Salt Cure is finished. Farigiraf goes down. And now this is where you could always be kind of in an intense spot, because what I've learned these past couple of days is sometimes a double knockout can put the other guy in like the perfect spot, because he gets a free swap in for 2 of his Pokemon, and maybe he can set up on me there. He sends out the Ursaluna Blood Moon and the Miraida now, so we have 2 pretty like strong special attackers, and kind of an awkward spot here for Miraidon, as he can't do too much damage at all to like anybody on the field other than like Electro Drifting or Volt Switching my Garganacl out. Now I go for Protect because I'm pretty sure he'd want to go for Garganacl here. Groudon is just going to go Precipice Blades, and since he didn't Terra, he's Dunzos. Groudon gets 1-hit KO'd. Again, I'm getting pretty lucky with these Precipice Blades. It's got 85 accuracy, so like, you know, 1 in like 6 or so should be missing. I'm not a math guy. He gets the Hyper Voice on my Groudon. That does finally take it out with a Perpetual Life Orb damage, and I mean, that's fine. It's slow. He's gonna get the Throat Spray here, so it's a plus 1.5 special attack. But like, you know, when in doubt, just send in the Annihilate and Final Gambit this guy, right? So yeah, this was a pretty easy freebie game. I've thought about using an Ursaluna myself, but you know, the Vacuum Wave is annoying. I think that's annoying.
Oh, no.
Blood Moon does just so much damage. Still, I'll only do that if I ever set up like a Trick Room team. But there you have it. And there you have it. Couple days working on this team. I've only been playing for a couple days with Groudon as my lead for Regulation G, but it's looking pretty good. Right now, stuck in Great Ball tier, but by the end of this week, we are Ultra Ball and then Master Ball for sure. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for some more content later on.